Hey guys, how we doing today?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Schitt's Creek. Last season, yeah, we're getting down to it, and I was thinking about this recently because somebody on Patreon last night they asked me in the 2020 Emmys. It was Schitt's Creek and Marvelous Miss Maisel, and Schitt's Creek cleaned up.
Sure.
Do you think that was warranted?
Well, I don't know if it's warranted. First off, we haven't started the season yet. That was 2020 on Maisel, so we don't know.
Sure,
So we don't know that'd be the fourth season of Maisel. We don't know what that is yet.
it would be.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, that was season 3.
That was 3. Oh, okay.
That's when they went into lockdown.
Well, we know the politics of award shows, though, right?
We do.
The last one if we get to the end and you haven't won anything, then that's when they kind of pile it on, right?
Sure.
That's when John Hamm won his Emmy. Oh my God, we've gone
the last season.
7 seasons of Mad Men and haven't given John Hamm an Emmy, which he clearly deserves.
Sure.
We do it now. The last Lord of the Rings movie, right? Return of the King.
Yeah.
Got the Oscar for Best Picture. Oh wait, we haven't rewarded the Lord of the Rings movies, and we need to.
Now, typically speaking, I don't think awards really matter that much.
I don't, but they're fun to talk
nice.
about.
They're
yeah.
nice, and sometimes you watch something and you think it is deserved. I mean,
Sure.
this show is. I just couldn't stop thinking about that.
Right.
Comparing Maisel to Schitt's Creek because they're so much different. Like they're complete. It's like night and day. You know what I mean? But they're
Sure.
both comedy series.
Right, they're both comedy series with a touch of a touch of drama, and like all good comedies, they both have a lot of truth underneath.
Sure,
they have interesting characters. They're written really well.
But us watching this many shows, it's
right.
like I hate comparing.
Yeah,
a lot of the shows
it's really hard to watch a season of a show as good as Maisel and a show as good as Schitt's Creek and be like, well, this one is clearly towering over this one, and therefore awards wise, blah blah blah. I do think it really if that was the last season of Maisel and Schitt's Creek had 3 more seasons left, Maisel would have probably cleaned house at the Emmys. Right? Yeah. That's just how it works. I'm just logistically. Now, what I will say is this: I would have hated for Schitt's Creek to go through all 6 seasons and not had awards. Right? It definitely deserves awards.
Well, it's kind of like Michael Scott never won an Emmy.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, maybe you get to the end and you're like, this has been a great show. Mm-hmm. It's been consistently a great show, and it has not gotten the recognition that it's deserved.
Sure.
Let's do it. I feel like Maisel, and I haven't looked too closely, but I feel like Maisel was getting a lot of award recognition throughout the entire run of the show, right? So
it's up for awards right now. I mean,
it's like in the Emmys this year, we're going to be going up in the last season of Better Call Saul, which has never won anything.
Yeah.
And it's the last season, and I'm sorry, it better clean house. The idea...
There was nothing at the Globes last night for it, which...
Right. But the idea on the last Emmys that, what was it called? Squid Game?
Yeah. Was
a better show and clean up at the Emmys over Better Call Saul. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And you're right. These awards don't matter. It's fun to have the conversation, but sometimes it just feels egregious, right?
It really does. Yeah. I mean,
Green Book and Crash being named the best movie of the year at the Oscars.
Crash is the big one. It should have been Brokeback Mountain that year.
It should have been Brokeback Mountain that year, and
Ryan's other one.
And Green Book was the worst movie of the nominees the year that it won. And I feel
borderline racist film.
Yeah. I agree, and I really
good intentions.
And I know there are people who disagree with me, but what was the other one? That one that I watched it, I liked it. Should have won any awards. Coda was the other one. It's like, this is a fine movie. Yeah. It's uplifting. It feels like a Hallmark movie. Not the best movie of the year, you know?
To reel everything back in here, I want to compare that to this year because there's a lot that I'd be fine with winning this year.
Sure.
There's no bad choices, it seems like. And thinking about that Schitt's Creek Miss Maisel question, I kind of thought to myself, I don't care. Toss a coin.
Right. They're both really great shows. I love both of them.
I separate them in my head.
Sure.
One's more crafted, and the other just... I mean, I guess you make the argument this is better written, Schitt's Creek.
Maybe,
but Maisel's also very well written, too.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Maisel is going to win a lot of awards for visual achievement and photography and cinematography and stuff like that, and it should. It's one of the best shot television shows probably ever.
Yeah.
But, if you want to get into, best show, performances, things like that, okay. Mm-hmm. Although Rachel Brosnahan absolutely destroys the role as Mrs. Maisel.
Knocks out of the park.
All right. As we roll into and one more thing. Since we're almost done with Schitt's Creek, we only have about half a dozen episodes left. Mm-hmm. Replacement for Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've gotten any feedback on Patreon about it.
I haven't seen a lot. There's a handful of shows. We really need to like narrow it down
We do.
to what you guys want to see. We love the suggestions, but if we can all get on the same boat, let's figure something out.
Yeah. For instance, we've been watching Raising Hope, which we like, but not a lot of you are. And Joe and my time together to that we can do this, plus editing, which Joe's editing that show now. It takes up a lot of time for a show that's really not getting much response, audience response, which is totally fine.
Watch it? Watch
exactly.
It?
So we're probably going to replace that here in the immediate future. And we've been tossing around some shows. I've again had recommendations. I think we haven't talked about this, but I feel like a really good follow-up to Maisel might be This Is Us, because I saw that it just popped up on Netflix.
I've been wanting to see that.
And somebody this morning said you guys should really watch This Is Us on YouTube comments with the last Crazy Ex-Girlfriend going up today.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's not a terrible idea, and it wouldn't be a bad follow-up for an hour-long show after Mrs. Maisel.
Sterling K. Brown's on it.
Right, Sterling Brown's on it, who is freakishly talented. So is a possibility. Again, we haven't talked about it as far as the end of Schitt's Creek.
We have some time, so
we have a little bit of time. So let us know what we should be replacing with. We wanted something similar enough to where like the audience that enjoys Schitt's Creek would enjoy what we followed up with. So we've talked about the Goldbergs. We've talked about Fresh Off the Boat, Modern Family.
Modern Family was one
is kind of like prestige sitcoms that 3-camera sitcoms that really follow a really strong ensemble cast. As Schitt's Creek does. So let us know what you guys think we should do as far as. We do want to do a 30-minute show to kind of keep that consistent if we could. We've also gotten a lot more recommendations for Gilmore Girls. I don't know. I don't know. I have to really think about that. Well, it's like 170 episodes. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of TV, man.
It's a big commitment if we end up going all the way through. It's like, what do you have going on for the next 3.5 years?
Gilmore Girls.
Right. All right, guys. So we've talked a while. We're going to get going here. We do want to welcome Wales 28, Eric Guerrero, and Maria Barreto Pasos to our Patreon page. Thanks so much, guys. And we're very happy you're here with us.
If you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you mind the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page, where you'll find all sorts of content over there.
Good stuff.
We are at least 4 episodes ahead on every show that we're watching. So once you get done with this on YouTube and you want to jump over and catch the next 4, they're right there for you on Patreon. Yes. You'll need to sync and watch along on your own device and streaming service. You are only going to see and hear us on Patreon for copyright purposes. And we're also watching 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive. So.
If you think you've lived through a bad day, try being our next
weird,
guest.
yeah.
The last thing she expected was an actual crow attack.
See, this is good press, I feel like.
We are so very lucky to be joined this morning by Moira Rose.
These two girls are crushing this, aren't they?
What a ride this has been. Yeah.
Everything you saw was part of a carefully orchestrated, entirely deliberate stunt.
Oh, well, it seemed to have worked. This video has created an incredible buzz for the movie.
Moira, I think it's safe to say you are officially back in the game.
Yes.
Well,
I think so, too.
You heard it here first.
Well, it looks like there's no stopping you two now. Congratulations.
I love how she's posing.
I know.
Both of them.
Matt, okay, so how do you want to leave that now? You want to go spend 6 months in the Galapagos Islands after that? Like,
I think there's career issues that are coming.
Yeah,
for everybody.
Right?
You've met my new roommate, Bob.
Roommate?
Oh, Bob's gonna stay at the hotel now?
Ronnie's been nice enough to.
And as much as I'm enjoying the slumber party, I really think that Bob could use a change of scenery. Maybe he could crash here for a night. Bob, why don't you take a seat and grab some water while you're at it?
This is so dark.
You should really hydrate after all that crying.
Or
Oh my
what
God.
if we take Bob out for the evening and kind of act as his wingman?
Well, it would be so nice to not be completely alone for a night.
Hey, coffee table for Patrick.
Oh, God.
You look super familiar. Have we ordered from you before?
I don't know. I get a lot of orders.
This is who made your table?
David,
Hi.
what are you doing here?
Oh,
Yeah, there it is.
Wow,
There it
we're
is.
still doing that. Got great taste. And from the looks of it.
This guy is shameless. My God.
Okay. If you guys are free, I'd love for you to come by for a whiskey or whatever.
Oh, okay.
We got plenty of whatever here. It's fine.
You guys make a beautiful couple.
Thank you so much.
The wink. The little wink.
He's very aggressive.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just, it oozes out of him, doesn't it?
And all of these PR agencies from New York are calling to ask me how I did it.
How did you do it?
It's like a little bit too complicated to explain. It's BuzzFeed calling about the 10 glorious Clara Mandrake accidents from the film.
The best we take it.
See, her career is taking off. I think that's the problem
You
here.
got a lot going on, Alexis.
Yes, but not too much for you.
No, don't worry about me. You're obviously in high demand.
Okay, well, I guess I do have to go, but I will see you in a few days, and I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Alexis! Okay, I'm coming.
I might have trouble fitting tissues into these pockets.
Oh, you won't need tissues. There'll be no crying tonight, Bob. You look like $1 million. Moira used to say when she was single, she would always be attracted to men who could make her laugh.
How'd she end up with you?
Okay.
Hello, I'm Gwen.
Oh. Pick another name.
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm Ronnie. That's my friend Gwen.
Oh,
Okay, this is a disaster.
Thank you, Roland. I'll take over from here.
It was very nice of him
good.
to invite us for drinks tonight.
Was it?
Yes, it was. It was very nice, and I think that we should get back to him about it.
Good way
Going
to
to
put it.
Jake's for a drink is never just going to Jake's for a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, so you...
Yes.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Well, in that case, we definitely shouldn't go, because we're not really the kind of couple that...
Jake would be the person to do that with, because he literally doesn't care about anything. So, I'm just throwing it out there, okay? And I always have the option of online shopping and just putting things in the cart. That's not gonna happen.
You're kind of with David here.
A little bit, yeah.
You're running the risk of upsetting each other overnight.
They're entertaining it, but
Right,
like
yeah.
that's
It seems risky for a monogamous couple. is what I'm
yeah,
saying. Yeah.
treading water there.
Right.
From Interflix. To Alexis. Congratulations and thank you.
They're all for you.
Wow.
I didn't want to overwhelm you, dear. I know you're being pulled in another direction. Though you might find a bit more delectation in this.
I can't leave now.
If you're worried about the flowers, they'll likely be dead in a week.
Like my career if I walk
we kinda
away
saw
with
it
everything
coming,
that's
but-
going on.
Dear Ted,
Yeah, she forgot about that
this
part.
is a quandary.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I wouldn't know what to do in her shoes.
That's
She's
the
so
thing.
happy with Ted, but her career also, you know. And I know you can say you don't need to choose, but it kind of feels like she does.
Yeah, if you're a PR person for like celebrities, that's a full-time
Ted's
job.
not moving to New York with her.
No, he's not.
Bob, it looked like you two were hitting it off.
What are the odds of running into my marriage counselor here? She told me she can't keep seeing me. Apparently there's a conflict of interest, and she's chosen to go with Gwen.
I'm not saying I'm bailing on this, but I think I'm gonna go mingle and I might not come back.
Oh, they
Maybe I
are
should've
going
worn
for a
this
whiskey.
shirt.
No, it's nice. It's nice. Is it new? And does it come in an adult size?
It's not new. Just haven't worn it
It's
yet.
an adult
So
size.
it is new then.
You know what? Why don't we not do this? It's getting a bit
Yeah.
complicated.
The only thing that's complicated here is the length of your sleeves. If one of us wants to leave and the other one wants to stay, then
we both leave.
both leave. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it is a soiree. Nice.
Okay, good.
A lot of people here for drinks, David.
Yeah, a few more on their way. Make yourselves at home, boys.
This is way too many people. You have your coat. We should go. And Stevie. Oh my God.
Can I not have one thing for myself?
No. Anyway, we're gonna go. You gonna come with?
Meet you guys later?
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
Okay. Have fun.
Bye. Well, it sounds like you're super busy,
look
so
at
I
what
don't want
you
to take
turtle.
up too much of your time. But I actually wanted to talk to you about something. But the more I've been thinking about it, the more I feel like
I think
maybe
you should
I
stay
should
where you are. I can't have you come here, Alexis. You'll hate it. And I'm not just saying that because the screens that I installed are actually attracting more bugs. If you still want to come, I'm not going to tell you not to.
No. You've made some very valid points. We just wait it out. Seems like our only option.
Until
not
somebody
breaking out.
invents teleportation. I love you.
Yeah. We're nearing the end here.
Just go over and talk to her.
That's not the point,
Be
Bob.
yourself. Have a mint. Go, 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 go.
You know, Roland, I do not miss being single.
Whoa. Here's to that. Cheers, my friend.
I love him so much. I really do. He's so endearing.
Yeah.
He's the worst and the best at the same time.
We've all had that friend though that like when they're there and and people that don't really know them, you have to like excuse them all the time. Like he's just like that. Don't mind Eddie. He's fine.
The best part is I think everybody has that friend or
for sure
or acquaintance of some sort.
Absolutely right.
Also, okay, we didn't really like spend too much time on it, but the David and Patrick situation, they were going there.
They were going there
for a whiskey.
Yeah,
whatever that implies. But I mean, they kind of. I'm glad they bailed. At the same time, It's like it's interesting that they didn't want to stay for that party, but they were willing to stay for a whiskey.
Well, they were going because they thought there was going to be 3 people intimacy, and saw that it was it's a whole big group thing, and that's where the line was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, like
it's a lot of whiskey.
Yeah,
we have to toe around it because we can't say
there are words that YouTube won't let us say, but we all know what a whole bunch of people getting together for naughty time is, right? That's what they walked into, and they thought it was just going to be the 3 of them, which isn't a huge difference in my humble opinion.
Yes and no.
Yes
and no, because David knows Jake. That's his name, right?
Yeah,
David knows him. Has been there, and Patrick kind of knows him, I mean,
he's met him.
It would be more intimate, obviously,
right?
But once you start throwing a whole lot of bodies in the mix, that'd be a little weird. You know what I mean? It'd be like, I was not prepared for this. You know what I mean?
They weren't. Like I said, people do their different things. My only hang up on it, like Stevie being there. Girl is single. She doesn't know what she wants out of life.
I love it.
Run with it. Do whatever you want. But for me, with David and Patrick, they very much have a monogamous relationship.
They do.
Right? That's been well established by them.
Yeah.
And so this is like, anytime someone's going to branch out like that, and they're in a relationship, it's like you really have to consider. Is this something that's going to be really bad for your relationship?
Oh, it's
in the aftermath, right?
It's worth the conversation.
Yeah, when the ship's gone and you're in the wake. What's going to be the new reality after that?
Sure.
That's the only that would be my only concern.
Now, some folks can handle it.
Some can, and again, no judgment at all on that. And some people are, they're pan relationships, which completely work.
Yeah.
Love is love. Be happy.
I think this is just more so as a fling. Just more like
for sure. But yeah, it absolutely was, and that's where the cautionary flag has to go up a little bit. Is this is a fling, but is your relationship built to handle those? Because I don't think we've established that it is, right?
We've seen episodes where they've been jealous.
Yeah, and let's face it, they've kind of set up the rules. Like we're engaged, we're a monogamous couple, and now. Maybe we can break that this time. And again, maybe they can, maybe they can't. But it's a risk.
I just love that it's Jake. Like of all people, it's this guy who just can't turn that off. He's just always hello to him.
He's kind of. I mean, he's a one note character, but the predictability of that one note is a lot of fun. He's funny. As soon as Jake walks in the room, you know exactly what he's going to say and exactly who it is. Yeah, it's like. Jake's here to party. It doesn't.
Jake's here to party. Jake's having a good time.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. And I love that was the only time we saw Stevie the whole episode. Stevie's just there. You're like,
Stevie's there to party too, and good for her.
Have a good night.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's fun. The Ted and Alexis thing, though, it's interesting that they set both characters up this way. I mean, obviously, was it season 1, 2? They broke up. 1, I think
it was 1. It was
1. And they spent all this time.
Yeah, because they thought they were moving out of town.
Yeah. And they brought all these characters. They brought these characters back together. They spent all this time, like what? 2-3 seasons to bring them back together.
It's been like 2 seasons of them as Ted comes back. They're friends. She works for him, and then she leaves. Then they start dating.
It was one of the best storylines in the show.
Yes, absolutely.
I love their romantic storyline.
Right.
But now that they're kind of separating them, it's sad, and it's not the end yet.
No, it is sad. I think we're definitely heading there.
I think we're headed there for sure.
They're going to be in 2 worlds. They're going to be 2 different worlds,
unless it's misdirect and Ted comes back somehow. And he's like, I want to be with you. I want to go do what you want to do. That's pretty much all what they always do.
But wouldn't that be Ted giving up a lot of what he wants to. I mean,
Sure.
someone, like, there's not a compromise here.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody surrenders. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to cut this big part of who I am out for this relationship. I don't think there is middle ground.
Wherever they go, there's vets all over the world.
There are,
but this is what he wants to do. He wants to be on the Galapagos Islands. I have some.
He wants to be.
much trouble saying that.
He wants to be a researcher. He doesn't just want to be a vet.
Sure.
Not that there's anything wrong with being a vet. What I mean is that's not the job he wants, even though it's the job he had.
He wants to
I don't think he wants to be a vet in New York City. Yes, there are vets in New York City, obviously, but clearly that's not the kind of work that he wants to do. That he's passionate about.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say, like, well, just give that up for a relationship with Alexis.
Yeah.
I think we're setting up the end, and I think we're setting it up because remember, our Alexis journey has been a lot about her growing up. This show has been a lot about Alexis growing up, and Alexis walking away from a relationship because it's complicated or because there's something better she should be doing, or ew, or whatever. It's a lot different than I love you and want to be with you, but it's not the right move for either one of us, right? There is a mature adult way that this relationship ends.
Sure.
And I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I think.
I think you're right. And the fact that Ted said it himself really says it all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think they both recognize that, we love each other, but our worlds are not going to ever overlap.
You can't have a relationship over Skype. It's just
yeah. That's
you can try,
right?
But like ultimately it's not going to work out.
No, not if we're talking like life paths, right, are going different directions now. Alexis is looking like she's going to be a very successful PR person, and you're not doing that in the jungle.
Two things. The PR thing interests me so much, and like obviously this is like so it was such an absurd save she had to do for Moira.
She nailed it. Yeah,
I would watch a show or movie about that. A PR person that just has to fix all these problems for celebrities. That'd be a great show, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
like
actually,
Ray Donovan,
it would be.
But like
Ray Donovan, except not violence.
Like
just more like somebody that's got to walk around and coddle egos.
Two, if you guys want to see something, right? Yeah. If you want to see something similar to this whole relationship over Skype and like this long distance, like trying to make this work long distance, there's a really good movie that came out this year called Past Lives. It's kind of about that. So I'd recommend that if you guys want to see something similar to that situation.
Yeah, and I'm sure there were about 12 million bad screenplays written during the lockdown about, oh, we can't be together. Can they make it work?
Yeah.
Or my favorite, which I'm sure there were at least 1 million written. Oh, these two people got stuck together during the lockdown and they hate each other. But will they find love? I'm sure that got written over and over again.
There's a Miles Teller movie that came out before the lockdown about that. It's
really?
Like snowed in or something, yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee that studios were saying no thanks on pitches to that thing all the time.
Past Lives is not that. A24, a lot of awards. This
A24 can get it. They can always get it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.